In this review, I want to compare how quickly your website will load on SiteGround and on Bluehost. As a general rule, up to 3 seconds load time is acceptable. Anything over this and you risk losing customers, which can be costly if you are paying for advertising to bring clicks to your website. And Google penalizes websites with slow load times. I assume you have done your research and have narrowed your hosting decision to Bluehost or SiteGround. Both of these two companies are well known for their hosting services. They are a good choice for starting a blog, a company website, or a personal website. I was curious which hosting service was faster, so I purchased both to compare them. I purchased the same type of hosting on both platforms, the shared hosting basic package, which means I can only use it for one domain, so one website. So here is SiteGround. And this is the package that I purchased, the startup package starting at 3.95 euros per month. However, after 12 months, it goes up to almost 10 euros per month. Now let's compare and see how much this costs in Bluehost. So let's go to hosting, shared hosting. You can also go to WordPress and WordPress hosting. It is the same thing. So here we have it at 3.53 euros per month, which is actually cheaper than SiteGround, but you have to sign a contract for 36 months. If we want to directly compare it, then let's just click on select. Let's just type in any domain here. Okay, and here on the package information, we can select 12 months only, and that will come to 5.32 euros for 12 months. So if we compare these two packages, then SiteGround is cheaper for 1 month, but Bluehost is cheaper if you purchase a long-term hosting package for 3 years. Now, I don't know what the renewals are for Bluehost, but overall, I would say that hosting on SiteGround is a little bit more expensive. Before I compare the actual load times, I want to show you one more thing about these services. So Bluehost offers an unmetered bandwidth, so you can get as much traffic as you want. If you go for SiteGround, with their basic package, they have it up to 10,000 visits per month, which isn't really a problem because if you do get 10,000 visits per month, you will be able to afford the slightly more expensive package, which then allows you to have up to 25,000 visits per month and multiple websites. So first, let's compare the speed of Bluehost. So I'll log into my panel to show you my website. So here's my website. Let's open it. So this is my website. It's in a foreign language and it is basically a loan comparison website. So I have some information, then I have a table full of offers. And then over here, I have some more information. And if I click here, then you can apply for a loan. Let's go back to the top. The way that I made this website is I made it through WordPress. So it is a WordPress blog, and then I used Elementor to add different elements. So like this ranking table, this has been done through Elementor. Whereas the blog design, it's through WordPress. So let's have a look at how quickly this website loads. And for that, I'm going to use a different online tool. It's a free tool. So this is the tool. It's .com/tools.com website speed test. And I think this is the best one available at this moment. And of course, it is free. So I will just copy my URL, paste it here, verify that I'm human. All of the destinations are selected, and let's just click on Start Test. So here are the results. And if we look closely, we can see, okay, 1.9 seconds in New York, London 2.9 seconds, San Francisco 2 seconds. So basically, if your website is in North America, you have very fast load times. Dallas 1.3, same as Denver. Now Washington. So for North America, the load times are really, really fast. In Europe, so if we have London here, 2.9, that's acceptable. Frankfurt 3.6, a little bit slow. Amsterdam. So for Europe, the website is a little bit slow. South America, Buenos Aires, I believe we only had one server there. So that was quite slow. Africa, Asia, so Tokyo 6.7. I think there was over here, let's have a look again. Shanghai 15.1 seconds. Mumbai 7.1. Basically, I would say that the load time, if it is in North America, it's around about, well, it's under 2 seconds on average, which is very fast and that's acceptable. For Europe, it's under 4 seconds, which isn't great. And if you choose Bluehost, you will need to set up probably a content delivery network to boost the load times. For Asia, this service isn't really working very well. The load times are too long. Okay, so this is for Bluehost. Now let's go to SiteGround. I will log in and show you my website. So here's my website, finanloan.com. Let's highlight it and copy, and I will show you what it looks like. Now this is a first draft website, but it is also a loan comparison website. And it has a little bit extra features because it's also more of a blog. So we have some articles and then some different types of comparison tables. And again, this isn't in English, this is actually in Spanish. And the way that I created this website was as well, I used WordPress as the main engine for the web, and then I used Elementor to add table and format some other features of it. So let's go back to the home page and copy this, and now let's go to our speed test and compare the load times. So once again, over here, click on paste, verify that I'm not a robot. All of the servers are selected, and let's click on start test. And here are the results for the SiteGround hosted website. As you can see that on servers in North America, the load times are say up to 4 seconds. Well, San Francisco, we would have to test it again. Probably something went wrong, but 8.1, 6.2, 3.1, that's acceptable, 3.9, 7. So it's got longer load times in North America. However, the load times in Europe are much faster. So we got London 1.7. Then we have Frankfurt 1.9, that's really good. Amsterdam 2.2, that's acceptable. Warsaw 2.2, Madrid 2.2. Basically the results are a little bit different, as in Europe we have much faster load times, let's say up to 2.2 seconds, and in North America a little bit slower times. In Asia we still have long load times. So Beijing, okay, something must have went wrong here, but then Tokyo 11 seconds, Shanghai 8 seconds. Regarding SiteGround, I'll show you something. When you set up SiteGround hosting, you can choose your data center. So my data center is in Amsterdam. If I chose the Chicago or Iowa data center, then my load times would be much quicker. Same if I was targeting Asian countries, then I would select a Singapore data center. So depending on where you are with SiteGround, you can select a data center closer to your location, and that will boost load times. Another thing, this is the SiteGround result, and as you can see here, the download for my website is approximately 2 megabytes. If we go back to our results with Bluehost, the download was only 1.1 megabyte. So my website is basically half the size. That could explain some of the results why we were getting faster load times. Whereas on SiteGround, we're still getting very decent load times in Europe, but you have to bear in mind that the website is double the size. Based on these results and my recommendation, if you are in North America, then you can safely choose Bluehost. I think if you purchase the 36-month package, it's a great platform to start up. However, if you are in Europe or in Asia, then I suggest you get SiteGround. In general, from my testing, I prefer SiteGround. It's a little bit more expensive if you go over 12 months, but in general, the site loads faster. If you are interested in getting your hosting now, then I've included links to SiteGround and Bluehost in the description area below. If you need help with setting up your hosting, domain name, and your WordPress website, then I suggest you enroll in my free training. There is a link in the description below, and I will take you step by step through the entire process of getting started with your domain, with your hosting, and then setting up WordPress. I hope you found my SiteGround versus Bluehost comparison valuable, and if you made it, then thank you for watching all the way to the end. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I share with you more valuable tips and tools for creating your website.